mobility routine that you can follow. I'm going to go over them in different orders today and some new stuff. So here we go. So I'm going to start in the 90-90 position. My front foot is in line with my knee. My hip is right behind my knee. My top foot is dorsiflexed here and it's in line with my back knee, shin, and opposite ankle. This ankle here is also dorsiflexed. From here, I'm just going to bring my hands behind my body. I'm just going to kind of twist and open up into this area right here and breathe. And then from here, I'm going to bring my hand next to the foot and then my other hand outside of the knee, really wide hands, and I'm going to look forward, bring my chest and chin up, lean forward and try to arch my lower back. And then from here, I'm going to tee out my arms and try to rotate so I'm looking straight ahead. And then from here, I'm going to open up that back leg, press that back foot into the ground. And as I open up, I'm going to bring my hands together and I'm going to open up that back foot and then as slow as I can begin to start bringing off that opposite knee. And we're going to transition to the other side in that 90-90 position. Set yourself up. Don't worry about it being perfect or flowful. You can kind of just reset where you need to. Then from here, we're going to twist and open up toward that back leg, pressing that back foot and knee into the ground. Breathe. And then from here, hand next to the foot, hand next to the opposite knee, look straight ahead, arch the lower back, chest goes forward. Keep breathing. And then slowly come back up, rotate, tee out the arms, begin to open up that back foot, bring the hands together, open up that back knee, keep that knee down, try to twist and pivot that foot outward, and then open up to bear. From here, hold this position. From here, we're going to go ahead and internally rotate at the knee and bring the hands on the back of the knee, press it all the way down, hold here, and then switch side. And one more time each side. This time we're going to press down and press the knee into the hands and hands into the knee at about 10 to 30%, and then 30 to 60, and 60 to 90. And then try to go deeper into internal rotation. Press them back into the hands, open up, other side. Okay, one more. We're going to start pressing that knee into the hand into the knee, 10 to 30, 30 to 60, 60 to 90, all the way to 100, and then regressive angle, try to pull away, and then open back up. From here, we're going to go ahead and bring those feet together. Hold on to the ankles, press those elbows into the thighs, and press the thighs also into the elbows. You should feel all that tissue in there starting to work. Breathe. And then from here, we're going to bring the hands out front, squeeze the fists. We're just going to bring one foot up off the ground, straighten it out, and then bring it back to the midline. Switch side, foot goes up, straighten it out, back to the midline. This one's going to be a little different. Bring your hands together, squeeze the fists, squeeze your whole body, squeeze the feet together. And from here, one foot goes up. You're going to go to bear, and then you're going to straighten it out, point the toe, and slowly hover down. Hover up, all the way to bear, then all the way back to center. side. Squeeze the fists. Do whatever you need to do for balance. Try to keep your body upright. Here we go. Foot off the ground. Open it up, straighten the leg, point the toe. And from here, all the way out to bear. And then we're going to straighten it out to half straddle, point the toe, hover down, hover up, all the way to bear, all the way to the midline. Hold on to the feet here. From here, go ahead and straighten the legs out. Shake it out a little bit. Go to the hands and knees. I'm just going to sit in the kneeling position. From here, I'm going to bring my wrists into extension. I'm just going to go side to side on my heels. From here, I'm going to bring my shoulders over the hands in the quadruped position. Extend my toes into the ground. From here, I'm going to press the fingertips into the ground, push away into the ground, and then I'm going to go to a stagger stance with my knees. I'm going to lean forward and bring my hands up off of the ground, and then I'm going to slowly go back to that staggered position. So I'm going to lean forward, bring my hands off the ground, and then come back. One more. Lean forward. Fingertips off the ground, then come back. And then from here, we're going to press the fists into the ground so the thumbs are facing forward. And then we're going to just go forward and back on the wrists. And then back in that staggered stance, we're going to go to radial deviation. Thumb drops to the ground, back to the fists, and then other way, ulnar deviation. We're just going to go back and forth. Probably have more range here than you will here, just because of the angle. There may be a difference between range of motion there, I'm not sure. From here, go back to the wrist extension. Going to go to the kneeling position, extend the wrists, and then go through a controlled articular rotation of the wrist. Trying to get those hands flat, all the way down and in and up, up and out, out and up and in and down, all the way out, up, all the way around. All right, shake it out a little bit. We'll get the shoulders here. From here, we'll go to child pose. Bring the forehead to the ground. From here, I'm going to straighten my arms out in front of the shoulders, and from here, press the pinkies into the ground and separate my fingertips and start beginning to squeeze the wrist and forearm into the ground, as well as my shoulder blades and my lats. From here, I'm beginning to just irradiate the whole body by squeezing all the muscles that I can or have available to press into the ground, also using my feet to extend my toes into the ground, or I can also flex my toes here if I'd like. I can do either or. From here, I'm going to press down with one arm and then lift up with the opposite. And then from here, I'm going to hold, breathe, make a fist. And then I'm going to internally rotate the bicep toward the sky. And then I'm going to rotate the bicep toward the ground. And then from here, I'm going to lift up as high as I can and out. I'm going to keep internally rotating or turning that bicep out. Trying to turn that bicep toward the back. Reach all the way in a T position. And then into an A position here. And then from here, I'm going to bend the elbow behind my back and relax. Then from here, I'm going to hover up. Hand goes away from the back. Extend the elbow, make a fist, and externally rotate all the way back to that same position that you started in. From here, we'll switch side. Press one fist down, or one finger down, one up. Hold here.
fist. Turn the bicep toward the ground. From here, lift all the way up, all the way around into that T, into that A. Keep internally rotating as far as you can back. And then from here, bend the elbow, bring the back of the hand behind the back, relax the shoulder down. Lift off, hover, extend the elbow, externally rotate, lift all the way around, forward, and down. And from here, we'll go to the hands and knees, and then we'll go to the staggered or lunge position or half kneeling position. Breathe and hold here. And then from here, hands behind the head. We're going to make a Y. Squeeze the fists, internally rotate all the way to extension. Keep internally rotating as high as you can in the air, full extension here. And from here, bend the elbows. Bring the hands behind the head or behind the back. Elbows forward. Hover back. Radiate. Extend the elbows. Externally rotate all the way around to that Y. Fingertips behind the head. Good. From here, go to the kneeling position. Squeeze the fists. We'll do a neck articulation, flexion down. Rotate, bend into the side, extend back. Look over the other shoulder, scrape the chin across the collarbone. 2 more. And then we'll do 3 the other way. Trying to find as much space as you can. Look, checking for closing angle pinches. If there isn't any, then just go in your full range, safest range here. Squeeze those fists. Nice and slow. Good. Scapula. Hands out in front of the shoulders, about 10 degrees. From here, retraction, depression, protraction, elevation, retraction, depression, protraction, elevation. Just the scapula here. Try not to move the neck or the back, the elbows, or the fists here. We're just trying to keep it all nice and tight. Just the scapula, the wing bone is moving here. Let's go in the other direction. About 3 one way, 3 the other. From here, we're going to go ahead and get the elbow. We're going to sit in that kneeling position, palms face out, bend the elbow, pronate, extend, supinate, bend, pronate, extend, then tee out the arms, supinate, bend, pronate, extend, bend, supinate, extend, bend, pronate, extend, supinate, bend, pronate, extend. Good. From here, hands on the knees, round the upper back, tuck the chin. And then from here, really round that upper back and tuck the chin. Breathe and hold. And then from here, from low back, travel to mid back, begin to extend the back, belly forward, then chest, collarbone, then chin, neck, head. And then round it the other way. Go to a tabletop, or quadruped. We're going to round the back, tuck the chin, extend the toes into the ground. From here, starting at sacrum, coccyx, sacrum, lumbar, thoracic, all the way to the cervical.
And then cervical,
Tuck the chin, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, coccyx. And then from here, start at the low spine, work our way up.
just imagine a wave going down your spine.
Or going up your spine. Good.
From here, we'll get the knees and toes. Take your socks off if you have them on. From here, underhook that belly of the hamstring and squeeze the fists. Press that front heel into the ground. And then from here, we're going to lift the heel off the ground about an inch. From here, I'm just going to internally rotate just at my tibia, holding here. And then from here, I'm going to extend the knee about 75%. And then from here, I'm going to externally rotate at the tibia, and then I'm going to bend my knee. Internally rotate, extend, out, and down. I'm going to keep it out and up, in, and down. Out, up, in, down, and then reverse it. Good. Okay, from here, switch, underbelly hook. Really squeeze those fists together or hold on to the wrist just like that. Whatever gives you the most irradiation and force here. All neural drive is necessary when we're doing this. From here, extend, in, and down. Out, up, in, down, in and up, out, down, in, up, out, down, and then reverse it. Good. From here, we'll get those toes together. We're going to try to push those big toes down, and we're going to try to actually press those toes into each other. So you actually want to create ways to get those toes to be more active going this way. We don't want those toes going in like this. Okay, so we want to keep these big toes out. And so it's really important that they get this range here and that they get to actively press against each other. So not using any tools, they should be able to do that. Hold here, and then from here, small toes down, big toes up. And you notice that this toe goes a lot more in. What happens is if it goes all the way in, you get a bunion on the outside of your foot. So that's what happens, and then you'll start losing range in the toes. So make sure that you move those big toes, small toes up, big toes down, and then from here, big toes down, try to press those toes into each other. And now we'll try to get all the toes adducted. We'll try to close those toes together the best that you can without overlapping. And then from here, try to separate all the toes. And then from here, just try to piano the toe from the pinky all the way to the big toe. One more time. One more time. And then big toe down, small toes up. And then switch. And switch. And switch. Good. Okay. Now for the ankles, hold on to the shin. Full circle here. All the way up and around. Trying to find your outermost range here and then switch, go the other way. All the way around. Find that outermost circle. Keep your whole body tight. 2 or 3 one way, then 2 or 3 the other way. Switch side. Try to find where your sticky areas are. Really try to go in those areas. If there's no pain, then really try to go slower, use more muscles, use more force, use more energy. Okay, in the morning when you do this, it doesn't have to be so forceful. Kind of just go through it a couple times, nice and easy. But then sometimes you should really try to pay attention to what's going on in there. Use all those muscles that are going on. In and around. From here, the patella, full circle, going all the way around. Just like that. Pushing it in 360 degrees. Patella should be able to move up and down, left and right. And you shouldn't be so afraid of it either, because it could actually cause an injury if you're actually going to tense up in a bad situation. So you want to be able to just understand the physiology of what the kneecap does, as opposed to being scared of it. From here, pushing that patella around. Just notice, is one different than the other? There's one have more crunching, like this one has more crunching in it. If it doesn't hurt, just know that it's there. If it does hurt and you have a problem, or if it doesn't move, that's something that you need to get looked at. Okay, so it should be able to move. Now, if you want to fix an area in particular, then you want to push directly in that area, hold it, for as many inputs as you can throughout the day. Okay, so the more you use it, the more you're going to be able to get to use it later. All right. For the thigh or for the hips, we're going to go to the sideline position, and I'm actually going to do this kind of sitting up. I'm going to go out. I feel like I'll be able to get a little bit more radiation here, and then all the way back, forward. Actually, I'm going to go down, back, and around. Do two one way, two the other. And switch. Notice any popping or anything? I do have some popping going on. I've always had those kind of issues with my hips. So from here, let's get the ankle in combat. So that heel should be able to touch the ground here. If not, you might need to go on a bench and do this in a different way. From here, should be able to get my mid-chest over the knee. Should be able to passively hold this position. If this causes severe pain right here in the Achilles, or if it feels really stiff, like you haven't moved it in a while, you're going to have to regress by using dowels and using a box. Otherwise, if you're good here, kind of just sit in this position, mid-chest over the knee. Breathe. And then you can start pressing the top of the foot, all the tissues on the front of the foot into the ground. And then regressing by trying to pull those toes up toward the shin and going deeper into the stretch. Then pushing back, pulling forward, pushing back, pulling forward, get into your end range, push down, pull in, push down, pull in. Good. Okay, switch side. Breathe and hold here. You can mess around with the toes. If they're not separated, you can separate them. Try to dig them, try to get them moving here. From here, just breathe. See how that feels, see if it's any different. Again, if you're in this position, there's lots of pain or it feels stiff, then you might not be ready for this right now. From here, mid-chest over the mid-knee, pressing the toes down, gas pedal the whole foot into the ground, and then pull in. almost like you're trying to lift those toes off the ground. But since you're leaning forward, you won't be able to. Obviously, if you go like this, you can. But if you lean forward in your head range, you won't be able to. You may be able to, but you'll feel more of that on the front shin here when you pull in. And then push down, but try not to come all the way up when you push down. So try to stay deep in that end range when you push down. And then pull up, push down, pull up, push down, pull up. Alright, so that was a little ankle set there. You were also in knee flexion, which we're going to work on right now. We're going to go in that sideline position. Pressing the fist into the ground, pointing that back toe, or that bottom toe. From here, I'm going to just hold my ankle here, right below the shin. And I'm going to just stretch and breathe. See if you can get the knee next to the knee. It's alright if it goes out. Ideally, you'd want to be here, but try to find a position. If you can't, you can hold on to the back of your sweatpants, which would be a good recommendation if you can't hold on to your ankle, or you can pull a strap around or a towel. Find a comfortable position, and then from here we're going to try to extend the knee, but since we're holding on to it, it's not going anywhere, so we're going to start creating tension in that quad. About 10, 30%, 30 to 40, then 40 to 50, hold 5 seconds, and then I want you to let go and try to pull that heel all the way to the glute. Keep going as hard as you can, all the way. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay? And then just relax that knee. From here, you can do a quick knee car on the back, out and in. Okay? And for this side, I'll just show you it like this. Breathe and hold and stretch. And then start trying to kick that leg out. 10 to 30%, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then squeeze the heel toward the glute as much as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly let go. And you can do a knee car right after that. Good. From here, on our back, we'll get our thoracic back. Cross our hands on top of our shoulders. Go to thoracic flexion, rotation, lateral flexion, extend the back into the ground, bend to the other side, rotate, and flex up. One more. Start at scratch, flex, yep. Rotate, bend, extend, bend, rotate, flex forward, flex, rotate, bend, extend, all the way around. Good. From here, go ahead and get the hips in the quadruped position. We're going to use the wall if you have it, or just go in the same stance without the wall. I'm going to kind of press into the wall, which is going to give me more feedback, but also it's going to make the circle a lot harder. So I'm going to have less range of motion here. But I'm going to fight that range of motion as much as I can. From here, pressing that hand all the way up here, pressing my hand and shoulder into the ground, and my foot, and my knee, and my hip, and then from here, I'm going to bring my knee forward and up,
internal rotation, all the way to extension, all the way forward, out, all the way in, and down. And then we go the other way. Push in, back and around, all the way up, forward, and down. Back, all the way out, and down. So the more you press into that wall, the less you're gonna have there. So switching side, other leg. Here we go. Up, forward, out, back and in, forward, out, back and in, and down. Whew. Back and up, out, forward and down, back, up, out, up, forward, up, in and down. Woo. Ouch. All right, so got our neck, we got our scapula. Let's go ahead and finish with our glenohumeral. In the kneeling position, squeeze the fists. Going to go into flexion. I'll do this all the way down so you can see the full range. Flexion, internal rotation, all the way to extension. Keep internally rotating half of rep 1. Extension, external rotation, all the way to flexion, adduction across, and down. One more, a little bit faster, a little bit more fluid. Switching side. This one's a little slower, well controlled. Back of the hand should be next to the body. Back, unwind, forward, across, and down. One more, a little faster. And across and down. All right, so that's a full mobility session I might do. Obviously work toes, ankles, knees, patella, hips. We started with the hips, and then also we did the spine, upper back, hands, wrist, elbows, neck, scap, and glenohumeral. So if you like this, subscribe or comment or share. Whatever you can do would be great. Thanks a lot.